Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a better one. That's got a real bend in it. Jesus, that top one's a big one. Risk it, 1, 2, 3, up and in. Oh, what a double that is. Do you want to know how to catch one of the most accessible and readily available here off New South Wales? The humble sand flathead, possibly the best eating fish you can catch in New South Wales. Today I'm going to share with you my secret tips and tricks and guidance to be able to be successful at capturing this amazing fish. As always, this video is sponsored by 7 Seas Apparel. Anything I've got on today you can buy at 7 Seas Apparel. Don't forget to use code REALFISHING10 to save yourself 10% off anything 7 Seas Apparel. Like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Fish on. Good flatty to start. Woo, yeah, that's a good flatty to start. Legal number 1, beautiful little flathead. Gonna keep it and deal with it. Good start. Yeah, there's another fish. That's another keeper. Legal number 2, little 36. We want him in the 40s, but he swallowed the hook, so I'm gonna have to keep this one. Not as promising. Good thing about these sand flathead, they don't suffer barotrauma. So if you do catch small ones in deep water, I've caught them in 60 meters of water. If you do catch a few small ones, they do release very easily. Like I have just here. You just give them the old flatty flick. Just get a hold of the hook and then flick, off they go. Easy as that. Another one. Let's see what it is, hey? A double of smallies. You will get a lot of doubles with the paternoster rig, but because you're dropping in 35, 40 meters of water, it's worthwhile having that double rig. 1. 2. Done. A good tip for catching these sand flathead is knowing the spots to fish. Right now what I'm fishing is in front of me that we can see here is about 25 meters, and then there's a steep drop off that runs for about 100 meters and it drops down to 40. Normally that's a reef, but here where I'm fishing is all sand, and the flathead are just going to sit on that edge the whole time, and you just want to drift over that edge. So when I got here, I positioned myself a bit further away just to understand my drift pattern, know which way I'm going to drift, and then set it up and go for it. And yeah, as you can see, it's quite successful. That's a better hit. That's a better one. That's what we're looking for, a better bend in the rod. Or is it a double? Feels like a better fish. That's a better fish. No. In here, company. That's a better fish. 45 centimeter flathead, more what we're looking for. We'd love a heap of these, but yeah, just dropping it down right now. Key is once you catch a good one like this, get those baits down straight away. These bigger ones often will school up. So heading the bait down, let's see what we can catch. Yeah, there we go. That's another good one. Keep them coming. Keep the good ones coming. Oh, sand flathead, like I said in previous episodes, and if you haven't seen them, go back and have a look at a few of my flathead videos. Flathead is the best eating here off the New South Wales coast. readily accessible, they're easy to catch, easy to cook, and yeah, they're just so tasty. That's another good one. Look at that, man, that's a really good one. Fish number 4, and yeah, that's an absolute belter. Gonna deal with him, put him in the tank, and keep trying to catch them all. Setup today is a pretty simple one. I've got a 4 to 8 kilo rod. I've got 20-pound braid, 20-pound paternoster rig, all the way down to 2 big head mustard hooks. They're the key. Out of all this rig, the biggest key is that those big head hooks. They are so good for this sand flathead style of fishing. It always hooks them in the corner of the jaw, and it's an easy, high successful hookup rate. Yep, another good one. Just put the rod down for a second, just to wipe my hands, and I look over and the rod's getting bites straight away. It can be thick and fast here catching sand flathead, especially if you're in a pretty decent spot. You can just be catching one after the other. As soon as your bait hits the floor, bang, you're on again. Pretty much exactly what happened to me just then. It's another good one. Woo! Yee-hee-hee! Let's keep going. A good tip for sand flathead is obviously have a paternoster rig and have 2 baits out. Bait choice really doesn't matter. Again, if you use something like squid's a really good one, because you can catch multiple fish on that one bait and you don't have to keep baiting up after every single time you catch one. But a paternoster rig is a definite, because you can catch 2 big ones in one go. So good. But the tip I was talking about is making sure your rod tip is, oh, yep, fish on. Making sure your rod tip, like I just had then, is close to the water, so it gives you enough angle to strike. Because you're in such deep water, Jesus, yeah, that's a good one. You want to make sure that you have a good angle to be able to make that strike on that fish. It's a good fish, or is it a snapper maybe? No, it's a good flatty. That's a good size one. And the smaller one's on the bottom. All right, I'm gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, up and in. Get you out of the net, stop rolling. See, mate. Another good fish, probably that 40, 45. Yeah. Another good one. Oh yeah. Very good one. On fire here, we're catching quite a really good size of sand flathead. Often you can catch a lot of 33 to 38 centimetre. But right now, they're that 45 plus size fish, which is what you really want. Jesus, that top one's a big one. Risk it, 1, 2, 3, up and in. Oh, what a double that is. That's a double right there. 37, 38, I'm gonna put him back. We've caught a few bigger ones, so it's his lucky day. Another good size one. It's probably pushing close to that 55 range. Such good eating. So cool. Another big thing is you got to be careful of their spines. They do hurt. So if you do get spiked by one of them, you will bleed. They got what we call an anticoagulant, which means when you get spiked, you will bleed. It's always handy to have a first aid kit on hand just to help with that. But also it will sting for quite a bit as well, because they have a little toxin in them. It's not deadly or anything like that, but it just causes a little bit of pain as well. Another good one. Yeah, another good one. Up and in, that's another good one. Whew. Another good medium size sand flathead. You can't beat them. One of the best eating you'll ever get. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one. There we go. As you can hear, that drag is just ticking over lightly every time I lift. It's a good thing to have a light drag while you're catching sand flathead. They're not going to bury you in anything. It just gives you that extra bit of presence because they do have raspy teeth and they will break leaders and hooks and stuff like that. So you're definitely better off. Jesus, that's a good double. Where's my net? You're better off having that bottom one. Can't fit two in one net, but we got them. Number one of that double, good 40 centimeter size, perfect eating. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bigger one of that double, such good fish, man. So happy with that. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a better one. That's got a real bend in it. Woo. Oh yeah. Big double maybe? That'd be cool. No, just a big single. 2, 3. Oh yeah. That's a big one. Have a look at that. That's a solid one. Very happy with that. This style of fishing is very accessible. You can catch them inside 10 to 15 meters outside Cronulla Beach, any sort of beach, they'll be there in that 10 meters, but also they'll be in that 80, 90 meters of water as well. Just depends on where you are and how your fish or your sand flathead will react. Now off Cronulla, I've caught them inside 10, 15 meters of water, but I've also caught them in 50, 60 meters of water. Biggest key is finding that sandy spot. Another good one. Is it? Not really. Where's it? Ah, one more drop. Last drop, let's hope we get a big one, hey? All right, we're done. Got our bag limit, we've got our 10 very good flathead. So it's time to go back to the ramp, fillet them and have them for a bit of tea.